Davis going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Depressing. I don't even if you're a Seahawk fan, I mean, at some point you're just going, oh, okay, I got it. We're better than that defense or that offensive line. That was a junk watch. Good team in Seattle, not great. Bad team in the Giants, and maybe in the conversation for worst in the league after what I watched yesterday. I mean, take away 1 quarter and a half in Arizona, and they have been. I'll argue it. Take away the 1 quarter and a half in Arizona, they've been the worst team in the league. Good morning to you, and Merry Tuesday. Opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, DC. How's things?
What did you do?
You all right back there?
Doing well.
I mean, am I wrong?
Not at all.
Worst team in the league. Like we're going to sit here and talk about who's the worst team in the league and the Jets and whatever. Look, man, take away, and I get it. Carolina's still out there without a win, and the Bears are without a win. Bears at least fight. Man, that offensive line was pathetic, and they've been, I want to go back to what the Cowboys did to the Giants and go, gosh, do we overvalue the Cowboys because it was the Giants? Maybe not, but for crying out loud, take away that 1 quarter and a half against the Cardinals. They're horrible.
They're a bad football team, and it goes back to the offensive.
Yeah.
And you pay a left tackle. You think you find your franchise left tackle. He's hurt. He's not playing. You're on to a backup center. And like these things decide NFL games. This changes so many things. Daniel Jones sacked 11 times. Now, Daniel Jones didn't play well when he had the moments to make a play. Throwing the pick six interception in the red zone, that wasn't a good throw. That's a moment you look at. But overall, there's no chance. And when you have a quarterback, Daniel Jones, he's an league average quarterback. He's getting paid like league average quarterback. And you can't protect him, it's going to be that much worse because he's not making anything happen. He's just running for his life the entire game.
Yeah, when you get a league average quarterback who's just worried about getting hit all the time and is going to force it out and is staring down his receivers and just he's bad. He's bad. And I stare at this whole thing and I'm like, gosh, I don't know, man. I don't. To your point, is he league average? Like, do I want him instead of Desmond Ridder or I don't know who else, man. Who else? Who else do I want him in front instead of?
Well, it's start running down the rankings, but it's an offense that doesn't have any weapons.
Well, Saquon's out there. We got
Darren Waller's been an absolute dud, and that's part of Daniel Jones not getting any time, and it allowed Seattle to feast on the New York Giants.
Was last time more about Seattle or about the Giants? Because to me, it was about the Giants.
It's about the Giants.
I mean, Seattle loses their quarterback for a minute. You got a little Drew Lock love in there. Drew Lock was, 2 of 6? And it was aided, his yardage was all aided by what Noah Fant did. Tapping. And you know what the Noah Fant play? You know what it immediately made me think of? Don't hate me for it. It made me think of Wyoming running down the sidelines against Lobos. Just no, honestly, when Danny Gonzalez was yesterday, just push him out of bounds. Like he's right there on the sidelines, and dudes just diving at him and falling off him. It completely reminded me of a couple of those long runs against Wyoming.
Fair.
And then I get it, tackling's hard. What's that?
That's what happened.
Yeah. Tackling's hard, and that's a grown-ass, big man, good athlete running down the sideline. But it was something. All right, let's play. Giants fans, let's go. I know you're there, and I know that you are disgusted, and you watch this. They were supposed to be decent, right? They signed their quarterback. They gave him a little bit of money. They gave him $40 million a year.
Yeah, 160 overall.
Yeah. And I'm not going to blame it all on him, but he's got to eat some of it because the pick six was a horrible throw right at the goal line. The other interception was, whatever. At that point, you're done. But for a guy who's sitting there and getting the crap beat out of him all day, like I almost understand it, but not on that one. That was just a bad look. He stared down his receiver and threw the ball in the wrong spot. Brian Dable, the coach of the year, is just going, hey, yeah, there was a great point. And I switched back. Did you watch Manningcast on last night? Will Ferrell was on.
A little bit of it.
Yeah. It was all right. I didn't think it was great. They've had better ones. I remember who said it. But somebody said, Pete Carroll, and I told you this last year. I was on this. Pete Carroll didn't get enough consideration for Coach of the Year last year. I want you to think of what the Seahawks were after this Russell Wilson trade. They had Drew Lock and Geno Smith. They were last year, going into last year, you thought of them when you thought of the Cardinals this year. You thought they wouldn't win 3 games, that they were in it just to get a quarterback at the top of the draft, that they were garbage, that their defense wasn't any good, and then they went to the playoffs. And I don't know if there was any, there was some Geno probably, I don't know, Geno hype going back to that stadium last night where he spent the first part of his life in the NFL. Not against that team, but in that stadium. And I don't know, you think Pete Carroll had a little something to it? He's sure that 72-year-old dude, who by the way didn't look 72, that dude, there was a little something in it for him last night as they just buried and buried and buried and buried and buried. How many is 11? Daniel Jones. I'll tell you something else. Devin Witherspoon can play. That rookie, he had 6 tackles. He had 2 sacks.
We would like to thank
the interceptions. Seattle's defense could have that fool's gold last night because they were playing them.
Seattle's defense has things to build on because of the young players, because of Devin Witherspoon being on the field. You didn't see him at full strength early in the season. Rick Woolen, you saw how good he was last year. There's definitely pieces where you look at Seattle and you say this performance is more repeatable. Not necessarily sacking the quarterback 11 times, but making plays in the secondary, getting pressure on the quarterback. And Seattle's just a better football team. And the New York Giants, they have not taken any steps forward. Last year was just looking like a flash in the pan. Where are they better defensively? Where are they better offensively? Nowhere.
It's tough, man. All right, let's go 505-246-0610. That's how to get here today. Emails, jeff@sportsanalytics.com. JJ@sportsanalytics.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, the OD in the AM, you can watch the show. Adrian's producing there for ProView Networks. And you can watch it on Comcast Channel 26 and their ProView Networks YouTube channel. No Jerry Kill today. So here's the deal. I don't know what we're going to do for October. We were doing New Mexico State, on the Tuesday, but they're going to play Wednesdays and Thursdays, so it's the day before the game, and it's completely out of rhythm, obviously, and the coaches don't do a lot of stuff on game day or the day before. So I don't know. We may not do it again, for all I know. But for Aggie fans, it's not because I've given up on you. It's just kind of they're trying to figure out what they're doing in that regard. So they got a game tomorrow, and we'll talk about that. But that's where we are. So no Jerry Kill today. We will get into. I know I got emails already coming in on United's stadium proposal, or more so the city's proposal for a United Stadium. I got a bunch of questions too, and I'll reach out and try to do something with them and see if they want to come in and speak. Because I think this is exciting for the city if this happens the right way. And I don't, do you get the feeling this is the right way? Do you feel better? I know you feel better about this than you did the last time.
Yes. This one, the way it's hitting is interesting because I don't know how Saturday United is about this. Especially their head honcho.
What do you mean?
They're doing their best because it's so early in the process to downplay things, but it wasn't their preferred destination. It wasn't the amount of money that they wanted. So it's commissioning.
They didn't get enough money from the city.
So
here's what I've not heard. A couple of things on this. And the city has said that it's a privately funded stadium. That the only thing the city is doing basically is leasing the land. Is there any money coming from the state? I don't know that I've heard anybody ask that question. Is there any state money going towards that private money? And there's the other thing that, and I've got a text ready to go. I'll send it during the break. There's a lot of youth sports that are played out. Balloon Fiesta Park is utilized year-round. And I don't know if you all know this. And DC, have you ever been out to Balloon Fiesta Park? Have you been to Fiesta?
I have, and I played. They have a 6-hole golf course.
Yeah, they do. The little par three. Yeah. I would go out there when my daughter was younger because that's their lacrosse home. That's where their home field for lacrosse is Balloon Fiesta. But there's soccer. They've made good use of that facility year round, and I know that there's a lot of youth sports that are played out there. Boys and girls lacrosse, boys and girls soccer is out there. Like you go out there on Tuesday, go out on a Tuesday afternoon and you'll see teams practicing out there. Certainly in the spring, there's a lot out there. Season starts, March? So it's basically March through October, right? So it's all the good weather months. I just, how will it affect the parking and will it affect at all the youth sports that are out there? Because I know the city made a big deal when they started utilizing that park for youth sports. And the investment that they put into Balloon Fiesta Park has been the right thing. I mean, a lot of youth programs have been able to benefit from that. There's different events that are out there throughout the year, and so how will that affect it? And so I think this is good. I think that they need a stadium. The community will benefit from it. I think probably Isotopes benefit from it, right? I mean, I guess you
will do. You're able to separate. You can control your dates. The city is big enough that multiple events can happen. You can have Isotopes playing and United playing on the same night.
Or Lobos, right?
Or Lobos
playing. Yeah. Because UNM controls the parking out there. Now, UNM may lose some parking revenue. But UNM controls the parking, so when there's a little basketball game, when there's a state tournament, right? They moved to a Friday, or when did they? Remember when the state tournament started? They moved to Sunday. I think they moved it to Sunday that time, right? And that way they can go and they can play against the state tournament. Because I think it's a different crowd for the most part, right? United fan is United fan, and that's their thing, and that's really, really cool. And they can go play when they want to play. They don't have to worry about Isotopes schedule, and there will be games on the same day. They will play the same day as a Lobo basketball game in March potentially, or right, or the Lobo football. That will happen, and it's okay. There'll be different parts of the city, but yeah, I know you have thoughts. I'm getting emails, and I've got different things, and we'll get into that. So 505-246-0610. When we come back, now the NFL week is done. I want to have a few conversations on this. Last night was really chippy. Really chippy. Was the play that injured Geno Smith dirty? He thought so. I'm not sure I do. And with Jonathan Taylor coming back, the week 4 pup lists are up. You've got Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor. There's a number of players coming back. How much of a difference will it make for those teams, and hence the hierarchy of the league? We'll talk about that next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM, AM 610. The Sports Channel, you're home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. My wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle. There's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money to drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprising injury race? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
Yeah, they wouldn't rerun Toledo, Illinois. Maybe this is live. Or Toledo, Northern Illinois.
Like a good neighbor?
It was. It's so pretty drop. Jeff Sabieta and JJ. I mean, how did you guys feel about watching that last night?
Just one of those games.
Yeah.
There in the background.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
It was very rough. I mean, it's Monday night. You're hoping it's going to be a good game, and it just was not.
But if it's the Giants, not going to be.
And how much more do we get them? Like a bunch more? Look, I don't know what to do here. Does it feel to you like there's more bad watches right now in the NFL? Like the Bears are a bad watch. They played the Broncos, who are another bad watch, so okay. It was a good game because it was two bad teams. It actually was an entertaining game, right? Bears and Broncos. But I don't need to see any more Giants. Like, I don't need to see a whole lot more of the Jets, with all due respect. I don't. They put up a good fight against the Chiefs. They did. I'll give them that. I don't know how much more of the Raiders I need to see.
Good thing you get them next Monday night.
I know. There's some really good teams out there. I don't know why I need to see the Steelers that much more. They're a rough watch. You know why I want to see more? I want to see more Texans.
This is why the league talks about being more flexible with their schedule.
100%.
So you don't get locked in to teams you think are going to be good and then don't live up to the hype.
Yep.
Like the New York Jets, we were excited for a bunch of primetime games.
That makes sense.
Then Aaron Rodgers pops his Achilles 4 plays in. Changes everything.
There's a song out, Addie was telling me. Oh, yeah, it was like, I got to remember it now. It was some social media thing. To the West Side Story thing, when you're a jet, you're a jet. From your first cigarette to your last, And then it says something like, when you're a jet, you're a jet. For 4 games till you get broken in half or whatever. It's kind of funny.
Show tunes first thing in the morning.
Seriously, okay, there's a part of me that kind of wishes the whole world was musical. We could just break into song and just do everything in a musical. Like if we did a whole show just sang the whole song in show because the Jets they had to go. If like we did the whole thing, like I love that.
We'd make national news if we did that.
You think so?
I bet we would.
For a really bad reason?
I don't know if that's a bad reason.
There could be some fun. Like I can go now. Not that I have a good voice or anything, but I mean.
You're primed up.
Ask JJ. Now, my problem would be keeping it clean. I could, right?
You have good flow.
All right. I got guys coming back. Cooper Kupp may be coming back. Let's start with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor returns to practice. A humbled man. It feels like, does it not? Jonathan Taylor, eligible to return from the PUP list, will resume practicing with the team Wednesday. Could play Sunday against the Titans. They're 2-2. He held out or was injured or whatever. Everybody's got their own story. Bottom line, Jonathan Taylor wanted to get paid. They're like, here's your number, man. Here's your franchise tag. Whatever. We're not paying you like you want to get paid. You're a running back. All right, I'll hold out. I'll show you. You guys are going to be garbage. They're 2-2. Damn near won the other day. They were almost 3-1. He kind of slinks back into the situation, and it's like, all right, dude, you are what they said you are, not what you said they are, right?
Yeah, it's the life of running backs in this league. It's no surprise.
Yeah. Now the quote is, he's super excited to be back with his teammates, and I look forward to having him. That's Shane Steichen, their head coach. Was there a chance he could play? Could be yes. They're 2-2. That division is flat out gettable. You know why? Everybody's 2-2. Big deal, little deal, no deal. Like as far as a difference maker in that division, that dude coming back.
A healthy Jonathan Taylor is a big deal.
Seriously. To go with Anthony Richardson.
It's about the running game and not the player necessarily, but when you have one of those players, it can still be about said player. And Jonathan Taylor is still that guy. If he's healthy, if he's willing to play the rest of the season, he can help a rookie quarterback.
DC, was he the dude who started Jacobs? Who was the one who started the conversation about, all right, we'll go out there and all of a sudden we'll pull a hamstring, we'll be out. It was Austin Eckler, who, by the way, hasn't played since week 1.
Eckler.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we started this year, who was the top shelf for running backs? Who was McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler? Anybody else I'm missing? We started the season. Was there just 4 of them? Eckler, Taylor, McCaffrey, Jacobs. Am I missing someone?
Derrick Henry still there for you?
He was at the beginning of the season. Yeah. And he had a good game the other day. He kind of showed there's still some Derrick Henry in there. Right? Pollard somehow was getting thrown into this because he was assuming the number 1 role with the Cowboys. Everybody was loving some Jonathan Pollard. Why am I forgetting his first name? Tony, for crying out loud. The Cowboys. Was Joe Mixon in there? I don't think so. All right. So of those guys, only one is in the top 7 running backs. That's Christian McCaffrey. Derrick Henry got into the top 10 this weekend. You know who your top 7 running backs are right now? As far as yardage after 4 weeks of the regular season. Christian McCaffrey is number 1, dude. He's been unbelievable. DeAndre Swift is number 2. James Conner of the Cardinals number 3. The rookie Bijan Robinson tied for 3rd, 318 yards. There's Tony Pollard at 5. Devon Achane, or Achane, or Achane. How are we saying this today?
He's pronounced his name Achane.
Achane. Okay, he's number 6. James Cook, Bills, 7. Derrick Henry's at 8. He had a big game this week. Kenneth Walker of Seattle, 9. Zach Moss, by the way, filling in for Jonathan Taylor, is in the top 10 in running backs. Let me go further. Isaac Pacheco, David Montgomery, Brian Robinson, Travis Etienne, Alexander Madison, Raheem Mostert. I mean, I'll go on. Kyron Williams is 18. You hadn't even heard of him. It just proves their point. So Jonathan Taylor slinks back in today. And it's going to be interesting. His teammates are probably thrilled to have him back. But I don't know. Dude's got to be humbled by this, right?
I don't think he's humbled.
You know?
No.
Okay.
He was like, hey, I'm a really good player. Can I get a contract? Like, no. Okay. We just kind of look around and go, oh, I'm just in the same boat as everyone else.
Yeah, but I'm going to hold out. They're all playing. He's not. So it's kind of a different boat, isn't it? They're all playing. He's not. It's a little different boat.
Well, he was on the pup list, so it's not a true holdout.
So why was he on the? They threw him solid. Yeah, I mean they threw him solid. All right, the Rams may get Cooper Kupp back, and I say may because I'm not really sure. Are you? Have you seen anything more on Cooper Kupp?
Sean McVay's very convinced. He's practicing this week and getting back on the field.
What does that mean? What does it mean? They've got the Eagles this week. They've got a guy who's in the top 3 for offensive rookie of the year in Puka Nacua. I mean, I would give it to him, but I understand the C.J. Stroud stuff. I'm not mad at that. I'm more concerned about your quarterback's health, by the way. Matthew Stafford, who limped off the field in Indianapolis the other day. This is, you throw him in there with Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua, because I don't think Puka Nacua goes away now. I think Puka Nacua is here to stay.
His target share is going to drop a little bit, but he's not going to disappear when Cooper Kupp comes back. Matthew Stafford is going to feed both these guys. Sean McVay is going to scheme an offense for both these players. In the Los Angeles Rams, what does this mean? I look at the Rams as kind of this year's New York Giants last year. Like a team that, they're going to get in the postseason, and they're not going to be an easy out. If you have an offense led by a veteran quarterback, you've got a bruised hip or thigh, whatever it is, right now, like you can overcome that in time. Weapons, because all of a sudden, Tutu Atwell as your wide receiver 3.
Tutu Atwell would be 3, Van Jefferson would be 4.
And you still have your safety blanket at times, Tyler Higbee, that they just paid. Karen Williams. It's a very competitive team.
It's interesting. It's a really good comparison. A team that nobody thought was going to make the playoffs that could. They could. If you look at the NFC right now, you're going to tell me, all right, it's going to be Philadelphia and Dallas. Detroit's going to win the North. Somebody's going to win the South. And the Niners win the West. That leaves 2 playoff spots open. And if I told you it was, I don't know, Seattle and the Rams, would that be too much?
No.
I mean, who else do you have faith in? Somebody else coming out of the South, or you have faith in the Packers? As we sit here a quarter of the way through, who are your 7 NFC playoff teams?
I think Seattle and LA have a great chance to be wild card teams in this, because we know NFC South is going to beat up on each other. I don't know there's going to be a whole lot for the Saints or Falcons to go on a run. The offenses are going to play that way. It doesn't matter how good you are defensively.
Who are you picking out of the South? Because I'll pick Tampa Bay right now. I'll take Tampa Bay right now. Stunning to me.
I think the South is just whoever wins the division.
Yeah, no, that's right. And then the Lions out of the North, the Bears are out. Vikings are going to have a tough way back. Do you believe in Green Bay? I mean, Washington maybe out of the East, but it's going to be the Giants and Cowboys, division winners out of the North and South, Niners and Seahawks, and there's one spot open left. It could be the Rams. That'd be wonderful. I mean, Matthew Stafford's averaging 370 yards per game. But yeah, the pup list. You're going to get some guys back.
And you look to 4-game sample size, you're getting a pretty good idea of what these teams are. The 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams are a plus in the point differential category. The Falcons and Saints, teams that we're talking about, are negative.
Yeah. No, you're telling the story. You're absolutely telling the story. All right, the story is she makes it better. She just makes it better. At least bigger. The numbers on Taylor Swift's... Oh, she didn't play? The numbers on the Jets and Chiefs were tremendous. Why would that be? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal, you're home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Rosendo Mahad here, President of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, Warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of the construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez. This is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of ND Safety. ND Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. ND Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited. And
Must have been the best game. Was this like the game of the year? Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. They were both in the building. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, Chiefs and Jets, Sunday Night Football. Been waiting all night for Sunday night. All day, right? All day for Sunday night. Is that how it goes? Yeah. It must have been huge, huh? 27 million viewers Sunday night. Biggest audience for a Sunday night show since Super Bowl LVII 52, right? LVII 52? What was that? That was a while back. That was 8 years ago, 6 years ago. it gives the Chiefs a pair of games that hit 27 million or more in less than a month. The week one game between the Lions and Chiefs averaged 27.5. Huh. That's crazy. What a game, huh? Aaron Rodgers. Oh, wait, he didn't play? They showed him a lot, though, right? Kind of
he did.
Yeah. The Taylor Swift effect is unbelievable. And I don't even understand it. Like, I understand her, but like Swifties are watching just to get a glimpse of her in the suite sitting next to her buddies. It's bonkers to me. My kids like all about it, right? I mean, you know, she's the demo. She loves Taylor Swift. It blows my mind.
People do not realize how big Taylor Swift is.
I think they do now.
Well, now, but everyone's like, all right, whatever. Travis Kelce, T. Swift, like, this is a global phenomenon. Taylor Swift.
Have you noticed how many national commercials Kelce has now?
Yeah, he's everywhere, dude.
He is everywhere.
Yeah, he's got that one with that guy they chest bump, whatever it's for.
He's on the Pfizer commercials. Yeah, he's all over.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He is, I was talking to Addie, like, do you think he's the most popular football player in the NFL? She's like, oh, yeah. 100%. And it's like Patrick Mahomes is, the guy, that's Travis Kelce's sidekick. That's how this is turned, right? Travis Kelce was kind of the dude who hung out with Patrick Mahomes. Now, and until he gets dumped or they split, right, and then she writes an album about him, and then they burn his jerseys. Right? And Addie says, well, maybe they'll stay together long enough and she'll write a good album about him. She only wrote one song about the last guy, and it's really sad. I'm like, what's that one? And I don't know. You're losing it or something. I don't know. It's bonkers, though. Like, if you are a Swiftie and you don't like football or don't get football or don't know football, you're tuning in for 3 hours and watching that for those press box glimpses? It's crazy, isn't it?
That's I'm sure it's allowed a couple guys get a few more minutes of football and they're like, hey, look who's playing on Sunday night. Know who they're going to be talking about.
Promise. Yeah. No, dudes benefit from this. I've never seen anything like it. I'll go back to it. I've thought about, we had this conversation last week. Is this the biggest sports-related celebrity couple ever? And I think you do have to go back to DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. And this is bigger because of social media. Right, and I wasn't around then, and you weren't, and maybe one of you was. But I mean, those are two iconic names, and I would tell you that takes a little bit more weight because Marilyn Monroe was probably relative as big as Taylor Swift is, and Joe DiMaggio was way bigger than Travis Kelce. I'll go back. The other one is Madonna, because people forget how big Madonna was. Madonna was just about this big. And Dennis Rodman was transcending. He was, everybody knew who he was before. They didn't need her to date him to know about him, right? Travis Kelce, we all knew about him. We've covered football. I didn't know who Travis Kelce was. And now, I mean, she knows all about him. Now he's on every damn commercial. I'll go with those.
A lot of hits to the Travis Kelce Wikipedia page.
Seriously.
Last couple of weeks.
The number 87 red is flying off the shelf. But I don't know how to rank them. I don't know that I need to. But those are the three I will tell you. I mean, Marilyn Monroe and DiMaggio. Rodman and Madonna, because they were both so big. And this because she's carrying them. Seriously. She's carrying all the weight in this one, isn't she?
There's a trend that's going around on social media.
What's that?
Of Swifties videotaping their significant other over there with, and be like, can you believe Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map? And then you have all these football guys like, what? No, like, he was the best tight end in the NFL. He's Super Bowl champion. What are you talking about?
She put him on the map. You knew who she was. They didn't know who he was. Like, if you just said to your girlfriend or wife 4 weeks ago, well, that's Travis Kelce. What? I mean, honestly, would your wife know who Travis Kelce is? Would you?
Not sure.
Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
We watched a ton of football.
All right. Most wouldn't.
He's got a very unique mustache. It kind of sticks out.
That's kind of thing now, right? The stash.
Aiden O'Connell's wearing it, so I guess.
Well, Aiden O'Connell's wearing it. Damn right.
You know who's not a Swiftie, though, is Brittany Mahomes.
Why do you say that?
Have you seen some of these pictures of her in the press box?
She just looks cranky. Like her, she's been shadowed now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She does not like that. The spotlight's not on her. It's pretty funny.
She better cozy up. She better figure out where the meal ticket is. She better play nice.
The pictures they had of her and Taylor were just so awkward.
Were they stills or were they like you could grab a moment in anything? I mean, I need to see a video more than I see it still.
It was like 5-second video where they're kind of palling around, but it's like so awkward.
She's just waiting for it to go away.
Pretty much.
Like this is my territory. I'm the queen bee here. I am Patrick Mahomes' wife, and you're like his flavor of the month.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, right? All right, we'll put up with you until he moves on from you. I don't know how this is going to play out. Oh, I still do wish Aaron Rodgers would have just gone over and crouched over and tried to.
Maybe you passed her a note.
Hey, how you doing?
So the drama for Travis.
Because he's got the same stash going now, right?
He does have power stash.
Yeah,
he does.
Poor Travis. Where's public sentiment going to lie? I promise you know where it is. It's going to be with her. I just looked at the numbers.
Aaron Rodgers need to be sliding in anything.
Yeah, right. I just look at the numbers and I'm startled. Just startled by the whole thing. All right, 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Playoffs start today, boys and girls. Playoffs start today in Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at that, the matchups, what it means, how it goes, and who you like, because, dude, we got playoff baseball. Right now, wild card baseball. Win, go on, don't. All right, it's wild card, game one. We got, what do I got? I got a 1 o'clock game. I got a 2:30 game. I got a 5 o'clock game. I got a 6 o'clock game. I got 4 playoff series starting today. 505-246-0610. Who you like coming out of these series? Well, we'll tell you who we like and why they are worth a watch when we get back on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Channel. You're home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football. Hey, you got a right to protect yourself and your property. Aaron Jones and International Protective Service can help you. IPS can be another layer of protection, affordable private security that can save you money. Criminals don't care about laws. That's why Aaron and IPS are committed to stop them from targeting your home and your business all throughout the Albuquerque area. They've got highly trained armed officers who respond to alarms, usually in 7 minutes or less. Look, the police are great, but they're overwhelmed. They cannot react until it's way too late. They're not responding to all these break-ins. That's what IPS does. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. You can go online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She's been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They've been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver is my wife and our daughter. They didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk to the cashier, order up root beer and #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find the booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends, in the quirkiest restaurant I've ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and the mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweetways. 4 great locations. Or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
ProView Networks. 610, the Sports Animal.
Baseball playoffs start today. All right, so JJ, these wild cards are 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
All right, winners will go on Dodgers and Braves, or really Braves and Dodgers in that order. Have the byes in the National League. Braves are 1 and the Dodgers are 2. So the Dodgers will get the Brewers Diamondbacks winner, and the Marlins Phillies winner will play the Braves. American League Orioles and Astros. Orioles and Astros have the byes. Rangers and Rays, Blue Jays, and Twins get you started. So 1 o'clock today. And you're going to learn a lot about teams now, right? Rangers, you probably don't know a bunch about the Texas Rangers. The Rangers and Blue Jays will start up in Toronto. And, I'm sorry, in Tampa. And then Toronto will be in Minnesota. That's 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. ABC and ESPN. And then the National League goes at 5 and 6 on ESPN2 and ESPN. Diamondbacks, Brewers, interesting. Diamondbacks are really an interesting, fun club. And then if you want a fun club that root for that you just might kind of like, a young, fun team, you might like the Marlins. They play the Phillies tonight.
You might like the Marlins. And we know in baseball, the wild card team get hot and go.
Yeah.
And there are some really good wild card teams. The Texas Rangers being a 90-win team.
With some pitching. The Rays are 99 wins.
Rays a 99-win team. The Rays, kind of the flavor of the month, been there, done that. You're going to look at them as a team that could really get going outside of this. And they've overcome a lot of pitching injuries throughout the season. They just find a way to keep putting arms out there, keep being successful. But the Rangers, I can't really watch it because of the pop up top. When you have Corey Seager, you have Marky Simeon, what they've done, Mitch Garver had to bounce back season, providing a lot of pop.
Albuquerque's Mitchell Garver.
And so the AL is going to be really interesting because the series where, if you're looking for the dark horse, then it's got to be Minnesota-Toronto.
Okay.
One of those teams. Minnesota's really banged up, though. And even in a short series, their offense is going to have a lot to figure out because some of their marquee players haven't been on the field. Carlos Correa is not going to be 100% in the postseason. Look at Bryce Lewis, who's a grand slam monster in the years, a little banged up. Iron Buxton has been there, but they found a way. So if Minnesota can make it a bullpen game, can get the pitching, that's how they can beat Toronto.
Yeah. All right. DC, LVII. Grady is reminding me it's 57, not 52. I'm like, yeah, sorry, it's all Greek or Roman to me. It's 57, sorry. Hoser, good morning. You're on the Sports Channel. Hello, Josue.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ.
Sounds like a marching band.
Airplane?
Yeah, he's out squadooshing. You out squadooshing? What are you doing? Why is that so dang loud?
Oh, I'm driving, and my car has gotten old. 320,000 miles on it.
Damn.
And a lot of it's been listening to you guys.
Atta boy. All right, that's
so we're still cruising. But, my thoughts exactly about Taylor Swift and all that stuff. It's like, wow, it's like, how famous are you that you show up and you raise up the viewership, the revenue? I mean, like the three great philosophers, the three amigos used to say, you're not just famous, you're infamous. And it's like, do you ask for a cut? Do you ask like for 10%, 20% when you're creating so much revenue for these people? It's just wild. It's just fascinating to me.
It's when you can just show up and not, she's not doing anything.
Nope. I know. That is wild.
She's sitting in a suite with people. And the camera's on her a little bit, and it is amazing. And her fans are learning about football. So, all right, man. No, it's good to hear you. Later. Car's really loud. I'll give him, though, 320,000 miles.
That's awesome.
Probably not the...
You think he's paid off yet? What? Is it paid off yet?
Probably paid it off in 1984.
It's probably right. It is just... It's amazing because what are you watching for? What is it you're watching for? So, I don't know. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Like Hoser did, 888-922-0610. And the text line's open as well. I probably should check that today. What's today's date? 3 or 4? 3. This one says, Jeff, or you win, Jeff. A stadium that will hold 7,500 and 9,000 when they regularly draw way more than that, question mark. What's the point? When I found out that, it very much dampened my enthusiasm. Do this right or don't do it. Talking about United's stadium. Do have a note out to them, and we'll have Peter probably or somebody in to talk about this. This came in yesterday. We were talking about the last time it was on the ballot, and you were in on it. It said, thank you guys for your feedback. Very good point, JJ. It says, and then the other one says, I agree the stadium plan was rushed. Don't enjoy the Balloon Fiesta location, but it's okay. Disappointed to hear you call NMU minor league as they're a professional team in a second division. Just FYI. Look. If that was out yesterday, and we talked about, I think the context was our minor league sports teams do very well attendance-wise. I don't know. There's major. I know they hate that. There's Major League Soccer, and there's the leagues underneath it. Is it not minor if it's under major? I know they hate that, and I don't say that very often.
Well, it's not the system. They can be the USL Championship and try to brand themselves because they are professional players. They're not under contract to Major League Soccer.
I know that.
So they're not the ice hopes where they have contracts with the Rockies or on down the line. But in the mindset of people, that's just what we're accustomed to. There's no promotion model in our soccer landscape, so they're below the MLS.
So I know they don't brand it that way. It's minor league soccer. I know they don't brand it that way, and they don't like that. And like minor league baseball brands themselves minor league baseball. Lynn says, Jeff, unlike global football, whose attendance gets buried, United's press release often starts with another crowd of 10,000 watch United, ... How's the new gym of 7,500 and 9,000 big enough to accommodate all their fans unless they're admitting that 10,000 plus is inflated? Question mark. It's from Lynn. You know what, let's hold off. I was going to do Red Zone here. We'll do Red Zone at 8:15. Let's get into this a little bit when we get back. 505-246-0610. You've heard the proposal that's out there. In your thoughts now on United's new proposed stadium. Some of you are unhappy with the size, the location. Some of you are unhappy, period. And some of you, I think, are stoked that they're finally getting their spot. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprise injury race, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm's there.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She's been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They've been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver is and my wife and our daughter. They didn't make it.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez. This is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of ND Safety. ND Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. ND Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on the street. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back into boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm not a Hokie, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Mahad here, President of Carpenters Local 1319. Juan Junior Gonzalez, Warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Pond.
All right, I'll bite. So I was at an event last Wednesday, I believe it was. So I came in on Thursday. I told you this was happening. Mayor Keller was the Visit Albuquerque annual meeting, and it was pretty impressive what Visit Albuquerque's done. They talked about their plans, what they're doing moving forward, tourism, all kinds of great things. And Mayor Keller spoke, and the first thing he talked about is his new bike trail that was going up. It's got a name, and I should know what it is. Anyway, the first thing he talked about, it was pretty cool.
Timmy's Trail?
No, but that would be good. The first thing he talked about was United's new stadium. And you know what? This one is United's new stadium. The last one, I think there's a lot of reasons that when it hit the ballot, it was defeated it was defeated pretty vehemently, right? 65%. You don't almost ever see 65% of the public agreeing on anything. But I think a lot of reasons. One was the vagueness. One was just it happened too quick. It was incomplete. It was whatever. The other one, JJ, it was talked about. It was United's stadium. That's how it was presented, right? It was going to be a publicly funded, and Peter was out there. Peter Trevisani was out there saying, this is it's not just for us. It's going to be public use stadium. It's going to be a lot of things, but it was always presented as United Stadium. This one will be theirs. They from everything you're understanding, is they are going to fund the stadium. They're going to $30 million, and I don't know how $30 million is building a stadium at this point. And one thing I haven't heard answered is the state giving them any money, right? Is state money going into it? The city has said all we're doing is helping with some of the infrastructure improvements out there. And that money was already given to us by the state. They're going to lease the land. I think that's about $35,000 a year, and then they'll build the stadium. And so there's a few questions, and I think Peter will probably be in at some point this week. But I want to talk about some of the youth sports out there. How will it affect that, and will there be state money? And then is this right? Because some of you were in on you're not happy with the size. Like Lynn's email just said, they're announcing 10,000 plus a night. Is that inflated? And I think there's times it's inflated.
This is more money than anything. If they could afford 10,000 seat stadium out there, they do it. And also reading the article now, Greek Journal, Ken Signature did a little Q&A with Peter Trevisani. The stuff at the end is one where they're talking about was it going to be grass or turf. And
I thought soccer had to be grass. Isn't that kind of what their big deal is?
Have to be, but they prefer to play on grass. That's something too that could limit what happens. I don't think if you're a Mexico United player, you want to be looking at your brand new stadium being a turf field. And so that's going to be a tough talking point because Peter acknowledged that, hey, if we want to be a venue for everyone, then it has to be turf. Well, do you want to just be a venue for everyone so you can hold a couple high school games and see, hey, look at us, we're using our stadium, or do you want to
why does it have to be turf?
Well, he said, my heart says grass, my wallet says turf.
Yeah.
Especially if you bring in another team, like a women's team to play. If you're playing high school games on said field.
All right, let me go back. Then this is really interesting. That's the first time I read this, and I'm seeing it now too. We've had how many conversations lately about player safety? Is that an issue in soccer? I hear it coming out of football. Are the soccer players, or is almost everything grass, so they don't have to worry about it? It looked like Pittsburgh looked like turf the other day.
There's plenty of turf out there, especially at the collegiate level, but at the USL Championship and Major League Soccer level, with the majority of grass.
All right. Non-contact injuries only happen in football, they don't happen in soccer. And again, I'm asking this, I'm not a big soccer follower.
It's all comes back to money.
Okay, but I'm asking about player safety. Is that an issue, grass versus turf in soccer? Is that an issue?
I don't know about injury-wise, but of course they prefer just like football players playing on grass.
Well, if it's a player safety issue, then Pete's got to figure that one out, doesn't he? And
then you might have to say, hey, we can't hold every other high school tournament.
Which is fine, because the high school tournaments, they've got places, man. Like they're being played places. If that's the determiner, it would feel to me that he's got to take care of his guys first.
Yes.
Right? And if, I don't know how many games you can play on there. You don't want to overuse it. I get it. And look, I learned a lot about this in the COVID year. When we took New Mexico Bowl to Frisco, Texas, and we played in Toyota Stadium, which is home of FC Dallas. So we played in a Major League Soccer stadium. Beautiful stadium, beautiful field. And we worked with their people, and they love their grass now. Like it was.
Anyone who has grass,
no, I
love their grass.
I get it. And ask the guys out at Isidro Park, they love their grass. No, look. So I totally understand how meticulous it is, how much they need to protect it. If you want to have women's, it says they want to bring in a women's team, right? So you're looking at playing. We play 17 home games now. Plus, 10 to 17 women's games. I'm not going to pretend to be a grass technician or a landscaper or groundskeeper or whatever. That's interesting to me. All right, so United fan, are you good with 75 to 9,000? Does that feel like the right number to you? I know there was talk initially about like 20,000, right? 20 to 25. When someone else was going to build it.
Yeah, this is still one. It's going to be an eye opener for a lot of people. There's still people that believe that because of the support in United, well, they need big enough stadium to get noticed. Manchester United is not going to Major League Soccer. Those are two different things.
And you guys got to understand
that there's a buy-in fee to the league. Not, hey, look at us. We sell a lot of tickets.
We're getting
make us part of the league.
Right.
Like, and people are pointing out, well, look at Austin. Austin, their USL franchise went away because McConaughey and everyone else brought an MLS team in. San Diego's losing their franchise because they're getting an MLS franchise. That has nothing to do with one another.
You need to understand the difference there. Let me ask about the high school thing. Is there a need right now? And again, I don't know because I don't roll in that community, but I'll ask people who are in youth and high school soccer. Is there a need for a high school soccer venue, or is this just one of those things where it would be cool to play a game of the week there?
It'd be cool to play a game of the week there, but they're building off the theme of the prior stadium proposal, which was, hey, give us this money and we'll host a bunch of stuff.
Right, okay, because we've talked about playing high school games in University Stadium, right? And you know where I am with playoffs, but I mean...
I think if you're that'd be absolutely phenomenal.
It would be great.
Like a title game there or something.
It would be great. Is there a gigantic... Okay, so we're talking about 5 games, right? If you play the state championship games, the final games there? Is that... So let's say you're going to have a Saturday, like we want for football, where you're going to have the big soccer championships, you're going to play, I guess it would be 10, right? Because it would be boys and girls, 5 divisions. So 10-ish, 8-ish. Is that the difference between grass and turf to play... one weekend of high school soccer on there? Is that the difference between playing grass? I don't know. I'm literally asking.
And some of it, too, is, Trevor Stein mentioned, is just the upkeep cost.
Certainly.
Overall.
Yeah. All right. I mean, look, I'm not going to play on it, so I'm cool with it either way. I think this is cool. I think that this city getting something, it almost, though your point is right, it almost feels like everybody's kind of okay. Nobody's like over the moon excited. Even Peter's trying. Like it sounds well. I mean, I guess this is what we get. It sounds like United fan fine. I guess we get in our stadium, but it's not what we wanted. I was with the state legislator on Friday. He was like, it's fine, but it should have been downtown. Like everybody's like, well, I guess we're getting it, but it's not what we wanted. And it's like fine. They got their thing. They were loud. They got theirs, but we didn't give them what. Does it feel like anybody's happy?
I have a lot of happiness right now.
I apologize. I still get off my couch.
I still
get off my couch.
Rounders happy. Talking about grass in the outfield and scheduling. And then even United fans. Well, they're like, they pushed us over here. We didn't get the downtown stadium. It's only 7,500 seats. There's got some work to do.
Who does?
United, fan base. Trying to figure out if they're going to like this.
So on social media, what's the response?
Well, it's just everything we've talked about. Is it big enough? Is this a swing and a miss because no one had the foresight to see ahead of what a downtown stadium could have been? It's what you're discussing is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll give you this. It's relatively centrally located, right? From east side, west side fans can get there. If it helps with the infrastructure to get in and out of Balloon Fiesta Park. Now, look, the difference between what we're going to see Saturday morning with 80,000 people going in there and 7,000 for a soccer game, it's going to be a lot different. But if it helps with that, it's good. I'm good, man. My only concern is, the question is, and it's not even a concern, it's a question. I got it on the city money. Are they getting state money? I'd love to hear that. And the only thing I'm concerned a little bit about is the youth sports.
Just don't play that day.
So they won't play on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Well, it's not every Wednesday.
Right. No, I get it. But Saturdays for youth sports. Or is that not right? You don't play in the morning. And where's it going? Is it going that northeast corner of the parking lot? Is that where it is? Do you know?
Or is it not big enough to do both?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I've kind of seen a picture of a plan, but I don't know.
So was it I believe Eastdale? Is that the Little League that's in that area?
Yeah, and that's over on that south side of it. And I think this is going on the north side. So I think those would be a part. But I mean, there's a lot of youth sports. It's not like that facility only gets used for these 9 days.
No. They put a lot of stuff out.
There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of events that happen at the Sid Cutter. It's
might be a little more congested, but if you can hold the Balloon Fiesta there, you can have a soccer game and youth sports going on.
I think you should be able to. Yeah, parking would be your only issue, but yeah, I think you're right. I'm not telling you that's why they shouldn't put it there. I'm just
you got to factor in scheduling.
I'm stoked that they're getting their spot. They've deserved that their longevity is shown that they're not going anywhere. They got their spot. They didn't get what they wanted, and that's what's interesting about some of the response that we're getting on this. Is but and it's interesting. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on that. I love your thoughts. It does look like this is moving. It got introduced to City Council yesterday. And looks like within a couple of weeks you're going to have a vote. And are you cool with this? Silence almost means you're cool with it to me, right? And I think people are starting to digest it. And again, I'm going to lean on this one until I hear differently. I think people are like, yeah, fine, okay, they can have their thing over there. And the people who were detracting last time, fine, if they're going to pay for it, they can have their place over there. And feels like people are really fired up. Like, well, we're getting it, but it's not what we wanted. And I'm wondering who's happy with this. And maybe this almost feels like a divorce. If everybody feels like they got beat, then it worked out right. I'm looking to see where y'all are on this, but it feels like okay. I mean, everybody kind of got a little bit of something and not everything they wanted. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Channel. You're home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football. We'll do the Red Zone coming up at 8:30 this morning.
This report is sponsored by NexGuard Plus Chews. NexGuard Plus, a Foxy maltodectin and parental chew apparatus, is the one you want for your dog's monthly protection.
Hi, I'm Steve Zucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange, the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description.
For more than 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Voting is now underway for the 5th annual Clark's Pet Calendar Contest. Go to Clark's Facebook page for the QR code. Clark's, the Pet Supply Superstore. Visit clarkspets.com. This report is sponsored by Clark's Pet Emporium. If you see an accident, call the traffic tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state, locally owned and operated. I'm Grace Level from the 96.3 News Radio, KKOB Traffic Center.
This broadcast awesome. Hans Weather Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWeatherAuto.com.
Days and 4 nights. 4-star hotel and airfare could be yours. And the winner will be from right here in New Mexico.
Hotels is offering our listeners some incredible savings. Take advantage of late summer travel with a $500 hotel savings card. Or supercharge your back-to-school shopping with a 50% off Sam's Club membership, as well as 82% off a lifetime, yes, lifetime license from Microsoft Office. Go to sweetdeals.com right now and snag these
your surprise injury rates?
while supplies
Contact the local State Farm agent today.
Sweetdeals.com.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Drive to Crown Vic Tacoma. This versatile car maker is ready to own the weekend. Choose the tailgating MVP, the Toyota Tundra. This is one vehicle that comes up clutch. Or ride in the adventurous 4Runner, a true champion on and off the road. Come join the team of champions, Toyota Trucks. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit your Albuquerque Santa Fe Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, about school, and about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by NMDOT.
Looking for a digital account executive who can take your business to the next level? My name's Leah, and I would love to help you dominate the digital realm. With my expertise in digital marketing, I can bring a fresh perspective and innovative strategies to help build your brand online. I'll work closely with you to understand your unique goals and turn them into online campaigns that drive results. My name's Leah. Call me at 505-767-6764. 767-6764. Let's explore the possibilities of digital marketing for your business today.
Indianapolis 95.9 FM and AM 610. This broadcast sponsored by Automotive, Sherman Car Maintenance and Repair, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWillerAuto.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them.
Out of Balloon Fiesta Park, you can
Dig deep into their world to understand their needs.
Or send an email to Jeff at sportsanimal.
We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Travis Strani. That's what Mud says.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out.
That was an option.
She'd been
And I
drinking.
know at some point they were offered the land.
Both of them gone.
That was
They'd been
drinking.
drinking.
Still
He
considered
drove
clear
clear
off
off
the
the road.
downtown. And what I understand, the land was offered.
This is
here.
was
For the training facility. Glenn says, Jeff, I didn't vote against the location, as JJ claimed.
no daughter.
I voted against the stadium. Therefore, I feel this needs to go in front of the voters again. Glenn, he didn't claim you did. He claimed a lot of people did, and he's right. Why a lot of people, it was as vague as the location, it was, but yeah, and there's, I mean, he didn't specify you, but yeah, JJ was wrong on this. A lot of people made it clear that that's why they were against it. James says, different strategy for Time Killer. Jeff, last time, I think Mayor Time Killer, see what he did there? Mayor Tim Keller expected a much closer race with Eddie Aragon and Manny Gonzalez than he got. And if he could flip 5,000 to 10,000 United fans to vote his side, based upon him pushing their new gym, it would be the difference. So they hastily put together a proposal. But it turned out to be a blowout, so he didn't need those United supporters after all, and his support probably hurt more than it helped him. So this time he's trying to run ram an unpopular stadium through in a non-election year. You think that's what's going on here? Is he ramming something that's unpopular?
I think a lot of people are going to feel that way with whatever the mayor does at this point in time.
I think this is interesting because was the stadium unpopular? I mean, the 65-35 is a message. Was that the voters saying we don't want a stadium? or we don't want that proposal.
We don't want that proposal.
Are you certain? See, that's what I don't know that.
I don't think it's all 65%.
What these two guys are saying is, I didn't vote against that proposal. I'm voting against the stadium
overall.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what these two guys are saying.
So that means there's. Yeah, it's not all 65% that was just against proposals, of course.
Right.
But not going to be against it.
But it wasn't all they only voted against.
It wasn't just that. It was yes, but even with I'm against it overall. Is there anything that would get you on board with it? Like, because this was...
Yeah, and I don't know. That's why they're saying it should go to the voters. Jeff says good stadium. He says now I know why it costs only $30 million. There's only 9,000 seats. A good stadium needs to be at least 20,000 seats to attract other national events. Pro leagues will not play on artificial turf, so you can forget about getting any friendlies or any exhibition games here at the pro level. He says my son's varsity soccer team excited to play the state soccer championship game this year at UNM Soccer Stadium versus the city stadium on turf. So high school kids will be excited to play there. That's if they make it to the championship game and there's grass. I would support the state paying for 50% of the stadium at $150 million at 20,000 seats with grass, as long as the city receives 35 to 40% of the revenue. And the city can host events there where they keep 60% of the revenue and United keeps 40%. That's a whole other proposal now. He's basically saying build it, do it right, go 20,000 with grass. You'll get pro events, music festivals, and events. It's not crazy. It's balloon fiestas. You got parking. And he's basically saying do it right. He feels the 7,500, especially with turf, is just like a stopgap, and we're going to want other stadiums. And he says, I'd be good with if the state paid $75 million and they put in $75 million. Build the 20,000 seats with grass. But that doesn't sound like it's a proposal. That doesn't sound like that's what's on the table. Right?
Yeah, not at all. Because this is the focus of this has been privately funded, and it goes back to the backlash of the initial proposal, where there was so much, proposed public money, and so this is the complete 180.
Right. Well, maybe you could I guess they already do have big walks out there and all kinds of stuff. We'll talk more about the stadium, and I know you're interested in it, and I appreciate all your input because there's a lot of questions. And there's a lot of opinions, and there's a lot of buts, and we'll get through all of this. But it sounds like that's where it's going, and they're on pace for that, and it almost feels like nobody's happy with it. You know what I mean? I got a cool event for you. And it's a cool event, and it's a big event, and it's something that's important. And I'm going to guess that almost all of you have been affected by Alzheimer's disease with somebody that you love at some point. Tim Sheehan is the executive director of the Alzheimer's Association of New Mexico. It's good to see you, my friend. How you been?
Thanks, Jeff. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. You look good. It's good to see you. What's going on? You in a good place?
Yeah, we're hanging in there.
You got
the fight.
Yeah, and the fight is a real one, and it feels like every once in a while there's progress for Alzheimer's, but you got the 2023 Walk to End Alzheimer's. Central New Mexico's Walk in Albuquerque, which is coming on October 21st. This is a big deal, and am I wrong? I mean, when cancer, people say everybody's been affected. I think Alzheimer's, everybody knows somebody who's been affected.
Absolutely.
And it affects the family, and it affects you, and this is it's just a brutal condition.
Very brutal condition when you see people just, their bodies are still the same, but that mind is gone.
So what are we doing on the 21st, and why is it so important?
So it's our biggest walk. We have 7 around the state, but it's our biggest walk in the state, and it's an awareness campaign, basically. So we encourage people to come out to Mariposa Basin Park to enjoy a great day, great morning, basically. It's basically from 9 to 12. And we have a awareness, so it's a lot of people out there. We have different color flowers and everything else to show whether you're a caregiver, whether you have Alzheimer's. We have people that have Alzheimer's come out and walk.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We have people that have lost one, like myself. My mom lost Alzheimer's. So we have a great day that day, and we also raise a lot of money for research and all kinds of other things that really support this organization.
I'm looking at the website. It's act.alz.org to go register. What is the registration process, the fee? What does it entail?
No fee at all. It's basically, number one, you can come out for free if you want, but we hope you
we hope you don't.
Yeah, exactly. But what you do is you go on there, online, register your team or register yourself. Either way, but we hope people will create teams.
So how do you generate funds?
So basically, people donate their money, and also they go out and fundraisers for us. Like Morningstar Retirement Center this week did a Free to Pie fundraiser for $700.
Beautiful.
So there's lots of organizations out there raising money for us, whether they have a car wash, bake sale, whatever.
Yeah.
And all that money goes towards the walk, which is October 21st.
He's Tim Sheehan. He's executive director of Alzheimer's Association of New Mexico. Are we making progress on this one? This one feels like every once in a while I hear there's an experimental drug or there's something that we're making a little progress.
We actually have 2 drugs that have actually been approved by the FDA now, and Medicaid is actually paying for them, which is good.
Which is huge.
Majority of them, because they fought that a little bit at first. But so we're in the era of treatment now. But the key is with the treatment is we're really encouraging people to go in and go into their doctor, go into their primary care doctor when they get their physical, if they've got any issues, any thoughts.
What's an issue? What's an issue? What should they be aware of?
Well, if a family member sees that they're, I always tell people if they've lost their keys, that's fine. But if you lose your way home, that's a different story.
I lose my keys a lot.
Or if you're a golfer or something like that, and all of a sudden you don't want to play golf anymore.
Really?
Something lifestyle.
Well, because I can't control my driver.
That's your problem. No, I'm just kidding. No. But lifestyle changes, and that's what family members got to watch.
Yeah. So it's not just okay. Can we remember the name of Tony Pollard today, right?
No.
It's all right. I'm getting there. I'm starting to worry about it.
We always forget things, but more importantly, come to us. We have great support groups. We're there for the caregivers. There's 65,000 unpaid caregivers in the state.
And I think that's the people that you always think about. And Alzheimer's is one of those things where I can't imagine being trapped in your body, right? But then you forget about the caregivers and the people who are really going through it, and everybody's suffering with this one. And what you guys are doing is tremendous. It's the 2023 Walk to End Alzheimer's. Central New Mexico's walk is in Albuquerque. Where's Mariposa Park?
Mariposa Park's out near Bob's house. No, I'm just kidding. It's out on the west side of a golf course.
Golf course in Montana, yeah.
Okay. It's one of those things. One of my pet peeves is like they're on the news and they're saying, we're out here at Jimmy Rogers Park, and I'm like, nobody knows what any park's name is. You drive through all these parks. I don't know where the hell is it. So, all right, it's out on the west side. Again, one more time, tell people how to register.
Okay, you go online. You can go to act.alz.org/walk ALB or ABQ, or you go to alz.org/New Mexico. You can also find it there, or call us at 1-800-272-3900. That's our helpline. People can call that helpline anytime. That's general information also. They can call that anytime they're stressed out, need some support with Alzheimer's and other dementia.
It's good to see you doing great things. Ever since I've known you, you've been doing great things in this community, first for our kids and now for Alzheimer's. And it's great to see you have so much success. Keep doing what you do. You're a good man, and I appreciate everything you're doing.
Thanks, Jeff. Pleasure to see you. It's been a long time.
It's been too long. Tim Sheehan, the Executive Director, Alzheimer's Association of New Mexico. When we come back, DC's taking us into the red zone. What are the top 5 teams? And start thinking trade deadline. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
or surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Football over the mountains.
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
The New York Giants delivered another dud last night on their way to a 1-3 start. Last year they were a playoff team, but right now they're hanging on by a thread. On the other hand, the Washington Commanders just lost a close one to Philly, but have shown some real flashes with Sam Howell at quarterback. Who would you rather be right now, the Giants or Commanders?
It's the easiest question you've asked, I think, in a week and a half. I mean, it's Commanders. The Commanders are showing signs, and Commanders are going to contend for a playoff spot. I really believe that. I think their defense is good. Their offensive line is good enough to protect that young quarterback, and that young quarterback is showing flashes, and he's got weapons. And yeah, they got beat by the Bills, but, I mean, it feels like the Bills, and we're going to get there, the Bills beat up a Dolphins team. This is an easy answer. It's Commanders.
It's the Commanders, but it's not that easy.
Really?
Washington's not good. There's minus 31. They've given them 120 points this season.
Yeah, but it was really swung in that one game.
What one game?
The Bills game.
Getting blued out is getting blued out.
Mm-hmm.
And, Sam Howell is going to be just as up and down as Daniel Jones is this season. There's no guarantees there. Now, I'm looking at it, the Commanders, because you're not tied to a quarterback. You have a new ownership group that's going to be excited, that's going to be hungry, moving forward to spend some money on players. I do think that they have a better front seven. Defensively, now the Giants have been bad this year, but it's not, to me, a landslide. Just barely take the Commanders.
Second and goal.
Ready, down, put.
Last week, the Dolphins were on top of the power rankings, followed by the 49ers, Chiefs, Eagles, and then the Bills at 5. What will the top 5 look like now that Week 4 is complete?
You're looking at San Francisco, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami.
I got San Francisco, Buffalo, Philadelphia. And Buffalo lost that first game, and I get it. But I got Philadelphia, Buffalo, Eagles, Dolphins. And I was struggling with Chiefs and Cowboys, but I'm going to go Chiefs for number 5. Dallas lost one game, right?
Third and goal.
Omaha!
The AFC South is all tied up with every team sitting at 2-2. During the preseason, most thought Jacksonville was the clear favorite, but the Jags did not look nearly as good as expected. 1-4, how will the standings look for the AFC South at the end of the regular season?
Jacksonville's going to figure it out long term to win that division. Houston's going to finish second. Houston is stunning to me what they've done. I love the progress of the young quarterback. I think their defense, and DeMeco Ryans is a defensive guy, has got it figured out. I think Indy finishes third and Tennessee fourth. So Jacksonville, Houston, Indianapolis, Tennessee.
It's going to be Jacksonville, Tennessee, Houston, and Indianapolis, because the ridiculous Tennessee Titans are going to find a way to beat the rookie quarterbacks a couple times. It's what they do. They're just there.
Does that make him a hell of a coach?
They're like an infection.
Does that make him like
because they just find ways for Ryan Tannehill 1 week to look terrible and come back and be serviceable.
Vrabel is a Belichick
career.
disciple, correct?
Yes,
or did he just play for him? Or did he coach there? Because everybody tells me all the Belichick assistants aren't good. Vrabel, with what he's doing with that quarterback for that long, and like who'd they run out? Cincinnati this week? They boat raced him 27-3 or something. He is like when we talk about the really good coaches in this league, I think we forget him way too often.
They're competitive. They can bounce back. They don't let a bad game fester. And the freaking Tennessee Titans, I want to be done with them, but you have to realize they're going to finish second in that division.
Yeah.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, it's waiver wire time. Some of us are trying to save a season after all the injuries and unpredictable things that happen in fantasy football. So give us 2 or 3 names of guys that can help turn things around tonight on the waiver wire.
It's a skeleton week. There's no one that's turning your season around. This is a stash week. Grab an RB2. Grab a rookie wide receiver if they still happen to be out there on a waiver wire. There's not a dude that you're grabbing and starting this week that's helping you win a game.
I totally agree with that. I'll tell you where you might want to go, and you start looking at when your bye weeks are. Start looking at a backup quarterback and start playing matchups on your bye week. And so if you're looking that you've got to, if you're a guy who carries only one quarterback and you've got to go, what is Baker Mayfield doing on the week that you need a backup quarterback? What is Joshua Dobbs doing on the weekend that you got a backup quarterback? What is Sam Howell doing on that week? Because I agree with JJ. I'm not jumping all over this Jaleel. What's your McLaughlin for Denver? I'm not buying into that mess. I don't see it. If for somehow somebody's, there's no way Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp are sitting there, right, coming off the pup. The only way I'm looking at how you help yourself this week is, maybe get a little depth at quarterback because to protect yourself in a bye week.
You make a really interesting point with the bye weeks because that's a serious roadblock for a lot of people.
No, here we come.
Stashing for the buys that's a really, really smart piece of advice.
No, here we come. I just got offered a trade, and JJ, I told you I don't think I'm going to take it. A week ago, I had a team with a bunch of running backs, and I was looking for a receiver, and I offered a bunch of trades, and I tried to get Zay Flowers, and dude's like, nope, not giving you Zay Flowers. And my team, JJ, has got Kyron Williams, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Brian Robinson, and I got 4, Jerome Ford and Samaje Perine. I got 6 backs who play 2, and he's offering me, he wants Brian Robinson for Zay Flowers or Gabe Davis. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good, man. Christian Watson just came back.
This is, keep trusting Christian Watson and see how that goes for you throughout the season.
You don't think so?
His hammy is going to blow up every other game.
Why do you think his hammy more so than Cooper Kupp's or anybody else's? I'm just curious.
Well, I just think if you're looking at this time of year, and we're talking about the waiver wire, this is also the time. You're 4 games in your fantasy football season. If you're 1-3 or 3-1, start attacking other players' rosters. Start talking. Start offering trades. Do 2-for-1s. Go get players. Because there might be dudes that are just looking to shake things up, trying to go on a run. Or if you're at the top of your league, you're in the top 3, definitely think about 2-for-1s. Go try to get a legit top-tier wide receiver. Now's the time because people are going to be frustrated if they're off to a rough start.
What do you think of Zay Flowers, by the way? He had one catch last week.
Yeah, but I still think you look at the target share in that offense. He's locked in as the top wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr., who knows when he's going to be healthy enough to play. You're going to have games like that.
All right, you got anybody? So you're on the waiver wire then for a backup quarterback or something, right? I mean, you're playing. I mean, because I don't see anything this week that just jumps out. Oh, that's your guy. That's your guy.
No, I'm looking at backup quarterbacks as well, and I think Sam Howell is a really interesting option. So he's available in all my leagues. So that's one I'm kind of thinking about.
It's just who are they playing, right? I mean, it to me that's a matchup play, 100%. Like when they play Buffalo, I'm probably not playing Sam Howell. Who did he go off? They played the Eagles this week. Actually played well against the Eagles. Right? You never know, man. Like they're coming up. They got the Bears, Falcons, Giants coming up.
It's a pretty good 3-week run for them.
Yeah, I'll play it. All right, 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. 505-246-0610. I've got some more responses on the text line. You can send them at 505-246-0610 regarding the stadium. You can have that conversation if you'd like. We'll continue that. Major League Baseball playoffs start today. We can get there as well. NBA camps open. Boy, there's a lot of chatter coming out of camps from Kawhi Leonard and James Harden and Tyler Hero. It's all there for you. But I'll get you what you're saying about United Stadium when we return. And it's interesting comparing it to, well, a lot of different things. And you've got a lot of thoughts. And nobody's thought is, hey, I love what we're doing. I haven't heard that one time. Have you?
No.
All right. Hey, Fiesta's here. Family's coming, and I know you clean the house, right? Well, I mean, the house has to be nice. We got family coming. What about your vehicle? They're going to be in your vehicle, too. Shouldn't you get your vehicle ready for company as well? How about for you? You spend all that time in it, so does your family. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them come out and detail your vehicle. Detail inside, outside, around the rims, under the hood, under the seats, at your convenience. At your office, at your home. I don't know where they are. They know where I am. That's really what matters. When they're done, it looks and it feels and it smells brand new, like the day you took it off the lot. Remember how cool that was? This is one of your biggest investments. Protect one of your biggest investments. Have On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Take care of it. It is also a great gift. Everybody I've given this to loves this gift. 505-859-2859. That's the number. 505-859-2859. We're online at OTSdetailing.com. That's OTSdetailing.com. This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319. Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does. The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
sports animal.
Morning, Jeff, says AC. Just checking to see if you started Buffalo's defense. Hopefully you did, or it didn't cost you a game. Also, Kyle Bradish, starting pitcher for the Orioles, is an NMSU alum. That's correct. Didn't. I did start Buffalo. I got rid of him. But I won big in that game. But I appreciate you thinking about us. Thank you. Bruce said he's on Jerry Kill. NMSU had a bad loss to UMass. Hawaii is TBD, but I don't think that's going to end up as a great loss either. But do NMSU fans care? They beat Lobo football, so that made the Aggies season. It's Bruce. I think they care. They got a big one tomorrow night. If they win tomorrow night, they're 3-3. They got FIU at home. If they win tomorrow night, they got a path in front of them to get to a bowl game, right?
Yes, they do.
So, I mean, yeah. Would they rather beat? Look, if you're asking me, would they rather beat New Mexico or UMass, New Mexico or Hawaii? That's a pretty easy answer, isn't it? Yeah,
very easy answer.
Yeah, did it kind of make their season? All right, you just DC, you just brought out some stats on stadium sizes for USL, and I got some comments on what's going on with United Stadium. So, let me read a few of them. If this Trevisani guy is so flush, he needs to finance every penny of the stadium, says Rudy. Okay. This one says, hey, United fans, you have an ugly baby. What does that even mean? I mean, I'll bet the stadium will be nice, no matter what size it is, right? This one says, I voted against the stadium because it was vague. Didn't even give us a new location. I'm completely in support of the new stadium. Let's break ground. That's from Ricardo. See? So we're getting like the gamut on this. This one says most MLS stadiums have between 18,000 and 30,000 seats. Phoenix Rising is 10,000. If the city/state is going to invest taxpayer dollars into something, build the damn thing correctly the first time. No short-term half-ass build. Okay. DC, you just gave me a list, stadium overviews of USL stadiums. Phoenix Rising Stadium, Phoenix Rising Soccer Stadium, 10,000. They range from 47,000 of Birmingham, then it dropped. So let's take Birmingham out because that's so much bigger. 20,000 in Miami, 15,304 in Louisville, all the way down to 5,000 in Hayward. This would be about a third of the way up between one OK Field in Tulsa at 7,833 and Al Lang Stadium in St. Petersburg at 7,200. This isn't like abnormally small or abnormally big for a USL stadium. I think, JJ, what I'm hearing is, and I'm hearing a lot of things. I'm hearing, well, build it right. And it sounds like this is all we can get right now, and this is what they can afford. And if there's no state money, then fine, get your 7,500 seat stadium. Some are saying, well, help the guy out, give him the money to do it right so we have the right size stadium. Others are saying, hell no, if the dude's so damn rich, let him spend his own money and build a stadium. I'm hearing, like everything else, we're all over the place.
And it's going to be all over the place with a project of this magnitude.
You know what I'm not hearing very many people? And Peter, I just got confirmation. So Peter Trevisani will be in studio tomorrow. So we'll have this conversation tomorrow at 9. And looking forward to having that talk and just kind of hearing where he is with it and get some of those questions answered. And if you got questions you want me to ask, or JJ to ask, hit me with them and we'll ask him tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Where are you? How do you feel about it? Look, you like soccer. You've been involved in local soccer. And DC, you don't even know this. I mean, JJ was the biggest advocate of soccer since before United got here. There was New Mexico Soul. You this is a vision that you've seen for a long time. Are you good with where this is going now?
I'm happy with it. I'm one that I'm not caught up on. This has to be like the stadium that, changes an entire neighborhood. Could it have been that? Potentially, but that wasn't the end all be all to me of build it downtown and revitalize it. I'm okay with a stadium being just that, a stadium. Like, it doesn't have to be a museum or an art gallery all the time. There's things you can do with it. And I think Balloon Fiesta Park, it's an area that's used a lot, and you can have some vibrancy there. You can add things into that stadium where if you're New Mexico United, if you want to put a shop in, or if you want to have maybe an eatery that's open all the time because there's going to be a lot of traffic, there's ways you can use that constantly.
Continue this on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 660 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point here.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto made one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
That's Sweet Junior?
Right?
That's Sweet Junior right
What a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
With his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vicente Tafoya. Ryan Brown had punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Right
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
If it constitutes building on it later. And look, it's going to be more expensive to do it then than it is now. But if that's when you have the money, I'm going to imagine it'll be expandable.
Yeah, and also the renderings are just that, far from a final finished product.
I want to touch back on what you said, because I asked the question, then the music started. So as a guy who has had this vision for you, I think longer than most. I think you've been a soccer guy in this town longer than most of those people who go out and sit in the supporter section, right?
I do remember before the Albuquerque Soul even started, the day I had Ron Patel, Lawrence Espinosa in studio to talk about the Albuquerque Soul, Premier Development League franchise.
So that's 12, 13 years ago, right? 14 years ago.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you're happy because you're seeing a soccer-specific stadium on the horizon potentially happening, right?
Yeah, soccer works. Like, soccer is not going away. It's not a flash in the pan. There is plenty of support for soccer. There's a reason these parks are littered with soccer players and soccer games all the time. And those people still enjoy soccer and become soccer fans as they grow up and will attend New Mexico United matches.
Sid says on the stadium, I don't think I've ever told the OD this before, Mr. Symbieta. Back in 1960, there were plans in place for a state-of-the-art football stadium. But I know you aren't going to believe this. Lobo Athletics was broke. Plus, they were playing facilities catch up with the rest of the region. So to save time and money, the original plans were scrapped, including funds for a press box. Instead, they cleared out an arroyo, divided the dirt into two big piles, and poured concrete on top for grandstands. That's University Stadium we still see today, with a patchwork press box that was added 15 years later. The moral of the story is throwing $150 million is not going to fix a facility that was outdated the day the doors opened almost 65 years ago. University Stadium needs to be scrapped and replaced with a modern venue we should have gotten back then. So he's saying, never mind the stadium, soccer stadium, we need to fix our football stadium, which I think is a whole nother conversation. A whole nother conversation. All right. If you want to get in, you can. 505-246-0610. And again, we'll get into this tomorrow. Jeff, we're putting 12 to 15,000 people at Isotopes Ballpark. Why are they looking at a 7,000 to 9,000 seat stadium? Let's stop being bass-ackwards and build it right the first time. United fan Chris. They've announced crowds of 12 to 15. What's their average attendance? Is about 8-ish, 9-ish. Chris, I think the answer, and we'll talk to Peter about this tomorrow, I think that's what they can afford right now. They're not getting 12 to 15 on a regular every night basis. They're not. Now, I know that their press releases, their game releases, the lead is in front of north of 10,000 fans. It's going to make the ticket more of an in-demand ticket, right? I don't know how much of it's going to be premium seating, which will be interesting. But that's what they can do right now, Chris. And maybe they see, where the trend. I'd have to look at it, and they'll acknowledge this tomorrow. I believe the attendance trend has gone down a little bit, right, from that first year. Then you had the COVID year, and then you've had the recovery years. Plus, the team hasn't been as competitive as they would hope, and right? And so attendance has dropped a little bit, right? But we'll talk to them about that tomorrow. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. You get Major League Baseball playoffs starting tonight, and you had Ryder Cup. DC, you asked me about some Ryder Cup stuff. 2 days later, what are you hearing? What's like is with all due respect, I don't give a damn if Patrick Cantlay wore a hat or not. But I'm hearing about these guys arguing about getting paid. I'm listening to a lot of stuff, and I don't know how to feel about it, because I hear when a U.S. soccer player isn't getting paid to play for the national team, I'm hearing that that's horrible and they need to get paid more. But I'm hearing if a guy wants to get paid to play for the U.S. team on the Ryder Cup, that's horrible. Where am I supposed to feel on this? I see you scratching your head, too, because you're not sure either.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's hard to be motivated if you're not getting paid, that's for sure.
Right.
But
But they all want to play on this team. They all want the camaraderie. They all want to make the team. They all want the prestige. And I don't know, are they? I mean, I'm sure they're getting compensated in some respect, right? They're not paying for their own way over there.
Yeah, you would think sponsorship would cover, the basics, but I can see the argument. I can see why guys are upset. There's money in the PGA. You'd think someone would be able to comp these guys for the weekend. But.
What's the biggest? Then there's Rory in the car park, and what's my biggest? Why am I got so many controversies coming out of a bunch of golfers in Rome? No, honestly,
that's a good question.
Like I'm listening. Every story is like, is it because it wasn't as competitive as it needed to be on the golf course?
Fired up Rory. Don't wave your hat in the green.
Well, Rory's all fired up. The no live players that helped the Ryder Cup, helped them win. He was all fired up that it was all PGA guys. He said they've had unbelievable Ryder Cup careers and they've made their choices and they've done what they've done and no one can take away the impact they've had for a European team over 34 years. But I feel like this week, not having those big personalities in the team room, let other guys have the chance to flourish, to shine. Viktor Hovland, Jon Rahm, myself. He said there wasn't a ton of space taken up in that room with some of the big personalities. And I think it just let the rest of the team start to flourish. It's a young team. We can grow together. I could potentially be the oldest person on the team next time. It's a new era, and it's a pretty good one, end quote. Kind of, I mean, they kicked the tar out of the United States, and they didn't use any of the live guys. They feel pretty good about it. I don't know how the Americans feel. Would they be better with Dustin Johnson and, any of those guys? I mean, who's he talking about? Sergio? Is that really what I'm worried about? Sergio's done. Sergio's not.
He's talking about all those guys. All of them on the live tour.
Look, there's some good European golfers now. There's some really good young Europe. There's some good golfers, period. It's had to be about live PGA, didn't it? I guess so. Dustin Johnson's didn't make it. Zach Johnson's the captain, says he wouldn't change anything about their prep. He says, I wouldn't do anything. 4 years from now, hopefully we'll implement a better process, certainly than I did, and we could show up in Ireland and retain it. I don't know. All I know is sometimes those guys get hot. I watch those guys make shot after shot after shot. They were just better. Everybody wants to... There's always got to be someone to blame, right? Can it just be that those guys are better right now? I know it's hard for us to sit here and admit that Schauffele and Scheffler and Brooksy and, I mean, come on, Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler played one match. Justin Thomas had a horrible year. Look at the rosters. Who do you think was going to win? Who's better? They are. Jon Rahm. Rory McIlroy. McIntyre, I mean, just go down the list. They're really good. Hovland. They're better. It's kind of the cycle it goes in. Shane Lowry was good. He beat Jordan Spieth. Jon Rahm's as good of a player as there in the world. Tommy Fleetwood was great. Ricky Fowler wasn't. They were better. It's hard to accept, though, isn't it?
They were better. Sometimes it's as simple as that.
But you got to blame someone. We always got to find someone. We got to blame someone. They were better. All right, when we come back, who's better? You looking forward to baseball playoffs? I know there's a bunch of baseball fans, and we haven't talked a lot of baseball. But as now we enter the postseason, you got fun matchups to watch. You're going to learn a lot about some of these young players. And then in the next round, you're going to really learn a lot about guys like Acuna, right? And the Braves, how good they are. I want to look at some of the baseball stuff and tell you some of the best stories to watch over the next few days as you get into the wild card series and maybe some teams you haven't followed, why you should watch. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Animal. I don't know how Yankee fans going to feel about. Actually, I kind of do. Reports out of New York about your manager, Aaron Boone. Look, the Yankees just finished with their worst record since 1992. Aaron Boone's their manager. He missed the playoffs for the first time as New York's manager. So their worst record since 92. It's the Yankees. He's fired, right? Well, according to Sports New York, SNY, Yankees are expected to keep Aaron Boone. He's got a year left on his contract. Aaron Judge their best player, has publicly supported Boone many, many times. Aaron Judge, the right guy to have in your corner. SNY said, quote, per league sources, Boone's expected to be back with the Yankees. It's unclear exactly when or how the Yankees will finalize or announce that. Technically, no action needs to be taken, as Boone's under contract for next season. At this point, the only way Boone's fate could change is if those organizational meetings later this week somehow go sideways and they end up at a surprise firing, but no one expects that to happen, end quote. This was his 6th year as a Yankee manager. I'm surprised. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised they kept him. I'm not the guy who yells and screams, dude needs to be fired all the time. I'm not that guy. I know plenty of people are, and I'm fine with that. I know Yankee fan is just out of their mind sick. They won 2 AL East titles. They haven't won a pennant since 2009. They haven't gone to the World Series. 14-year drought for not winning the American League is the second longest in franchise history. I'm honestly really surprised by this. Not mad. I'm just surprised.
Baseball managers are the hardest to judge. They're not running a certain scheme. You'd say, hey, we want to be a team that just tries to hit for home runs or runs. So there's things you can do. But they had no offense and no pitching. And so you look at Aaron Boone, and he's supposed to fix that. Carlos Rondon, their prize free agent signing, was hurt all year.
They're poorly constructed.
Brian Cashman is the dude that I'd be more.
I don't like the Rays. And this one goes either way. You on the Rays or the Rangers?
I grew up a Rangers fan, so my heart is with Rangers. I haven't watched enough to really have a strong opinion on the better team, but I do like the Rangers a lot.
All right. Twins, Blue Jays.
So, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, Toronto Blue Jays.
All right, we're all on the Jays there, right? I think the Brewers are better than Diamondbacks. I love the Diamondbacks story this season. Interesting pitching staffs here. Pitching's not everything, but it's a big thing. The Diamondbacks just not getting Gallen back until maybe game 2. Merrill Kelly's going to start a game. It feels like Brewers in 2. I got to go. As much as I'd like to see Arizona win, I think the Brewers are just way better than they are. And I like Arizona. I really do.
Well, Arizona has the NL Offensive Rookie of the Year in Corbin Carroll.
Mhm.
Dude is a stud. They have a solid lineup. I think Corbin Burns is the difference. And hey, you find yourself to Milwaukee and get in for as low as $9.
Is that right?
So get yourself to Milwaukee. Get a ticket for $9 for this game. But I think Milwaukee has the edge in the series.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards Milwaukee as well. I can't believe tickets are only $9 though. That's
for a playoff game?
For the playoffs, man. That's a cool stadium too.
All right, Marlins are fun. Marlins are young. Marlins are exciting. They're not as good as the Phillies, though. The Phillies are really, really nice. Phillies are experienced. Phillies have pitching. I enjoy watching the Marlins, but the Phillies, I just think are way better. Ooh, you're thinking about it, aren't you?
Miami has the best pitcher in the series.
Okay.
He's starting today.
All right.
And if they could steal game 1, Miami can win the series.
So you taking Miami?
I'll go Miami. Let's
go Miami. What the hell?
Let's go.
Who you got?
Yeah, the pitching, I think,
Go.
wins it for Miami.
All right. All right, it all starts today, 1 o'clock. Get a little baseball. So you got sports all day now.
That's awesome.
Put it on in the office. You got sports all day long.
I can't believe $9 for a playoff game. Playoff baseball is
Is that what it is
so
on
much
StubHub
fun.
right now? Playoff baseball is intense because every pitch counts, because you're making pitching changes in the 3rd inning, because you're second guessing not only every batter, every pitch. Literally, why do you throw him a fastball? Because and analytics in baseball, I mean, if you break it down, and 22.2% of the fastballs are being hit to the right side when the shortstop's playing. I mean, the analytics of baseball drive me nuts, and they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. But it drives me nuts. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. And I think a lot of people are too. And I think baseball thrives right now. And you're going to realize, wow, if you watch any of the stadiums, Seattle, Texas, Minnesota, Marlins. I mean, actually, people were going to Marlins games. People never go to freaking Marlins games. The cities, and I will contend this all the time, even the Padres up until the last few weeks, the cities that have baseball, and you get down the stretch when the games matter. Look at Baltimore. Look what's been going on in Baltimore. When you are in a baseball city, I mean, were you guys there when the Rockies went to Holiday still hasn't touched home plate, has he?
His chin hit home plate. That's why I had the scar.
But you go to baseball city, and you guys have been in it.
Sports matter.
People freaking love their baseball.
The last time the Rockies were in 2018, my wife and I went to that game, and despite the Rockies,
You were at the 163rd game?
Yes.
When they played the Padres?
Yes.
Where Todd Holiday still hadn't touched home plate?
No, that was like in 2006.
Was that 6? Okay.
Yeah, this was 5 years ago. So,
okay.
Nevertheless, it's raining, it's cold, but the place was packed, and it takes on a college-like atmosphere.
Yes.
Like every single pitch, everyone's going crazy one way or the other.
Yeah.
It is, for a fan attending one of those games, doesn't matter what game it is, it's one of those kind of bucket list type things for sports fans.
I think that's right. In playoff sports in general, look, and we talk about hockey all the time. It's different. Playoff hockey is different. Playoff anything is different. Playoff hoops gets way ramped up. It all is, right? Playoffs are different. That's why, the playoffs is just self-explanatory, right? But for crying out loud, I think that's a place to go. If you can get to one, if you can get to one, go ahead. All right, when we come back, you want to talk about Denver? Who is their running back? Is Sean Payton making a change to a dude named Jaleel? And is Jaleel real? We'll find out. It's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
Telling it like it is. Trayvon Diggs, the great corner for the Cowboys.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Bourne said their players were on scholarship too, the Europeans. No, they are. Stigler told me that the Americans were the betting favorite in the Ryder Cup. Well, the books were wrong. Just look at it. They're good, man. Ken said, universal truth, Jeff. I'd like to nominate nothing good in sports happens when the women get involved, i.e. we were talking about a player's mother or significant other. Likewise, it's not a good sign after a golf tournament and the biggest story is a caddy talking trash. Yeah. Oh, that's probably right. Oh, that's right. All right, 505-246-0610. What are the Broncos going to do at running back? You're like, what does it matter, Jeff? They're horrible. I got it. Fair enough. And then you asked me earlier today, who's the guy on waiver wire this week? This will be the guy, right? Jaleel McLaughlin. Is that going to be the most picked up guy this week?
He's going to be added because there's a question mark Javonte Williams. So it puts him in line to play against the Jets.
All right, so on Monday, Sean Payton, the head coach of the Broncos, was asked whether or not Javonte Williams will miss extended time and whether McLaughlin's role will expand. You have Samaje Perine there as well, right? Payton said, quote, let's talk about Jaleel. He played really well. He's one of the guys that got a game ball this morning. He was explosive in the run and the pass. He gave us some juice. So we'll continue to look at his role. Javonte, we won't mention or comment on until the week progresses. Typical for us relative to injuries. Okay. You want to see more Jaleel? Do you know Jaleel McLaughlin? Where'd they find him? Do you know? Drafted? Do you know?
This is undrafted Youngstown State.
Youngstown State. So you know everything. You were like, I don't know. Did you know?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Youngstown State, undrafted. There's another running back. There, I rest my case, Your Honor.
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is.
Speaking of that,
yeah,
I look at this UNM football team and I kind of wonder if old Bill could fill a role in the NFL.
Why not?
Exactly. He's got the makeup for it.
I mean, he's compact. He's fast. He's got a burst. He's good between the tackles. He's good outside.
He's like the perfect fit right now.
Feels like it, doesn't it? I mean, if old Jaleel from Youngstown State can get a shot, Bill can probably get a shot too. Right? So that's where that is. Also on your, as you're looking for who's playing, Cooper Kupp is eligible to come off the PUP list. Puka Nacua talked about Cooper Kupp. You got to have a great name to play wide receiver for the Rams. Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, Cooper Kupp. Just saying. Quote, I think there was a moment during training camp where Cooper, he's been a huge mentor. This is Puka Nacua talking. And there was a moment during camp where I wasn't having my best practice. He came over to me, took me to the side, and was just like, hey, Pook, we know what you're capable of. We've seen it all. Go out there and continue to do that, end quote. And Puka Nacua said that's kind of when he felt that he belonged. I told you coming out of my fantasy draft, I drafted this dude named Puka Nacua. And you all kind of went, what? And then after week one, you're like, whoa. I listened to Andrew Whitworth. He is the guy in the hoodie and the sports coat, the J.J. Buck look, on the Thursday night broadcast on Prime, Amazon Prime. Not Prime, Dion. And I listened to him talk about, he was doing a Rams preseason game. KOAT picked some of those up. So I was listening to that. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to that. And then I started reading some stuff, and I looked at some of the Rams people who were covering camp, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This falls into line with Sean McVay's offense and what he does with receivers and what work well in his offense. I'm like, I'm going to take a flyer. And then when Cooper Kupp got hurt, and he wasn't hurt during the draft, but then when he got hurt, I'm like, oh, bonus. And it felt like something. Puka Nacua, is he sustainable? Not at these numbers, dude. He's not making 15 catches a week. But with Cooper Kupp back, how sustainable do you think this is now? If assuming Cooper Kupp comes back.
Yes, it's sustainable. It's not wide receiver one territory where you're getting 10 targets a game and you love him for fantasy football, but you're not taking him out of your lineup. Like, he's not disappearing with Cooper Kupp back. Like, Matthew Stafford's going to feed his little Cooper Kupp. He's going to get Puka his targets because that's how the Rams are going to be successful. is by having 3 deep at the wide receiver position, Kieran Williams at running back. Matthew Stafford is still a solid quarterback. And that was the difference in the Rams. It's not, they don't have first-round draft picks, so they waste everything. They didn't have a quarterback.
100%. So here's the deal on Kupp. Okay, here's how it works coming off the PUP list. Once he returns to practice, which he's done or will today, it's a 21-day window in which the Rams can move him back to the active roster. If in that 21-day window he's not on the active roster, he goes to injured reserve for the remainder of the season. Now, he won't be listed on the official injury report until he's put on the active roster. Sean McVay did say today, that he hoped to get Kupp back on the field against the Eagles this week. You like the Rams against the Eagles this week? Eagles are going to lose somewhere, right? You like the Rams at home this week? Is that sneaky, or is this just that they don't play well against good teams, they play good against bad teams?
My initial thought is still on the Eagles.
Okay. What's enough to make you think about the Rams? How many points?
5 to 6.
You're getting 4.5. Not enough? Okay. This is one of those interesting ones. Eagles got to go across the country, play a Rams team that scores some points. I don't know. I haven't bought into the Rams yet. I've just bought into the Rams being in purgatory as opposed to being really crummy. I bought into the Rams that they can beat the Cardinals and the Colts, but I saw what they did against the 49ers, and the Bengals aren't that good. The Bengals just completely took them apart from a defensive side. The Eagles are better to me defensively than the Bengals, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's where I'm worried. Stafford was out there limping. I'm on the Eagles. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But we'll see. We should make a Khalil Mack's performance the other day. How about that? Huh? We had time to get there. Everybody on the defense was working together. This is Khalil Mack talking. He was doing a lot of things that was benefiting us while he was moving around in the pocket. And I was able to get there. Khalil Mack, what do you have, 5 sacks?
6.
6 sacks. One dude, 6 sacks. It's insane, dude. People forget, when you talk about the best players in the league on defense, people forget how good he is.
Yes. And it's the Chargers, this era feels like it's going to be a gigantic what if. You have a legit quarterback. You have so many good playmakers, but have these playmakers have been on the field together for 4 weeks in a row, let alone 2 weeks in a row in an NFL season.
But they've won their last 2.
Yes,
Right.
they have.
I mean,
now your starting quarterback has a broken finger. Luckily, it's not his non-throwing
it's
yet.
just, left middle finger.
Got a bye week, 2 weeks to get somewhat healthy.
All right. And then they get the Cowboys and the Chiefs. You'll learn a lot about the Chargers the next 2 weeks, aren't you?
You will.
They get a bye this week, and then they get the Cowboys at home, where it'll be a total 80% Dallas Cowboy crowd. Seriously. And then they go to Kansas City. And then they get the Bears.
Kellen Moore versus that Cowboy defense, sign me up.
Well, and Kellen Moore with a bye week to prepare for it and a week that was circled. This is as intriguing as it gets. And I don't know who's got the advantage. Does that defense want to eat Kellen Moore more than Kellen Moore wants to eat the Dallas Cowboys? Like, Kellen's not a verbose, cocky, talk a whole bunch of mess guy. But he's also a proud professional competitor. And he was basically told by the Cowboys, you're the reason. And now he's looking at a Cowboys team, which, by the way, and yes, the Cowboys are 3-1. Do you know they are second worst in the red zone in the NFL right now? They're like, what is it, 7 for 16 or something to that? But it was all about Kellen Moore. And that was the reason. So they got rid of Kellen Moore, blamed him. Mike McCarthy took over. Kellen Moore was your offensive coordinator. Now he's the offensive coordinator of the Chargers. And you know how I feel about Kellen, right? I'm a big Kellen Moore guy. In D.C., I knew Kellen when he was 5 years old, growing up in Prosser, Washington. His dad, Tom, was the head football coach of Prosser High School. I was doing TV up in Tri-Cities, Washington. They moved from Chicago to this little town between Yakima and Tri-Cities. And they won a state championship in this little town of Prosser. Went bonkers, and I went out there and did a 30-minute special on him. And Kellen Moore was 5 years old, little left-handed kid, drawing up plays on paper back when he was 5 years old. I met Kellen. I watched him, grow up. Love Kellen Moore. It's hard for me. So I'm so conflicted that he's with the Chargers. I mean, if you don't have a dog in this fight, it's hard to root for the Chargers, but it's kind of hard not to root for Kellen Moore against the Cowboys next week, isn't it? If you're not a Cowboy fan, if you don't have a dog in this fight.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people interested in that for the Kellen Moore versus Mike McCarthy dynamic. And it was Mike McCarthy pushed him out and said, all right, if I'm going to go down, I'll go down my way on the offense. And that wasn't the problem.
It wasn't the problem.
Like, Dak Prescott threw interceptions. Dak Prescott slid at the end of the game. But overall, when you look at the Cowboys, that was a functional offense. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, Kellen Moore doesn't know what he's doing. And that matchup, Justin Herbert, you figure he'll be a little uncomfortable, but he's got his throwing hand, throwing shoulder. That's all good. Austin Eckler should be back. I'm very interested in how that Chargers offense fares against the defense that feasts off turnovers.
All right, wrap it up. What you need to know, you got a big day coming up. We'll get you everything you need to know as you go through your Tuesday. Still available for you at 505-246-0610. You can text there. You can phone there. Of course, send emails. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
National League goes tonight, 5 o'clock, Diamondbacks at the Brewers, 6 o'clock, Marlins at the Phillies. You get baseball playoffs, and it starts today. You had football last night. Seahawks ripped the Giants 24-3. They sacked Daniel Dimes 11 times. 11 times. There was so much crap talked in that game, it was unreal. For a 24-3 drubbing, it was going back and forth all day. Geno Smith came out of that evidently relatively unscathed. I mean, it's a bad ankle, kind of a foot thing. You saw him get rolled up on. Yeah. You got some Drew Lock time. Felt like old time for you, didn't it?
Drew Lock to Noah Fant.
Drew Lock to Noah Fant. Felt like old times for you guys, didn't it?
What could have been. Yeah. What could have been.
Yeah. And then you got the NBA opening up. You're getting media days, year 21 for LeBron. Lakers have depth. James Harden. How about the James Harden thing? Like, how does that end? They're expecting, are the Sixers, that it's going to get ugly, that it's going to be uncomfortable, that he's going to make it as uncomfortable as he can. Who do you side with here? Like, who's the sympathetic figure here? Is it the club or is it him? It's hard for it to be
James
him.
Harden.
Yeah.
We've been there, done that. We've been down this road how many times, James?
Every year, every place. Like it ends this way everywhere.
Like you're not underpaid. You're overpaid at this point in time. Go contribute. But something rubbed James Harden the wrong way, and he is done in Philadelphia. And if I'm Joel Embiid, I am upset. Because now I'm looking around and going, I'm an MVP in this league. And yet, Dame goes to Milwaukee. Drew goes to Boston. We can't get past Miami, and you guys signed Kelly Oubre Jr. for me? Cool.
So Harden was not at media day for the Sixers, whatever that means to you. Repeat or no?
For what?
For the Denver Nuggets. Everybody's talking about everybody else. It's about the Suns. Well, they got Bradley Beal to go with Booker and Durant. Well, the Lakers are talking their bleep because they filled it up, and they still got AD and LeBron and Austin Reeves, and they got all this depth. Look what the Bucks did. They've got Giannis, and then they went out and got Dame. Oh, but then Drew Holiday just went to the Celtics to go with those three, and they're great. And no noise, just like there was all year last year as the Nuggets played, and we're the number one seed in the West. No noise about the Nuggets. Nobody's talking about the team who won it. In fact, Anthony Davis is going, yeah, that's fine, you won, but me and LeBron have been talking all off season about it. Do you like the Nuggets' chances this year? Because I don't know why you wouldn't.
I don't think it's because the Nuggets are not going to be a competitor or a contender. It just doesn't happen.
Teams don't repeat. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Warriors did.
I don't think they're as good as those Warriors.
I think that's right. I think that's right. So
I trust Jokic and Murray. I wish they would have traded Michael Porter Jr. for an immediate contributor.
Something.
I don't buy MPJ.
Did they get any better in the offseason? Because everybody else feels like they did.
And that's the one thing I wish they would have done, is could they have gotten the Drew Holiday market? Because I think Michael Porter Jr., I just don't see it long term. And you have to always be aggressive.
Yeah, the lack of aggression this offseason was very questionable. Made me scratch my head. Like, why are they not in on any of these deals?
Who's the best player in the world right now?
I still lean Joker.
It's your guy, right? Yeah. I mean, who are we having a conversation about? Who else is in that conversation? Is it Antetokounmpo?
Yes.
Durant?
I think Durant's kind of past at this point.
You think so?
A little bit.
Just because he's never healthy?
He's not getting injured in the layup line.
I mean, dude blew out his knee in the layup line.
In the layup line.
In his debut with his new team.
Practice.
Talk about practice. Anthony Davis?
He's not reliable enough.
Steph Curry?
That guy can play. I'd always keep him up there.
Who's the best players in the league? Give me the best. Who's the best 5 players in the NBA? Because I'll give you mine. And I know I'll overlook someone because when you go 5, I mean, you know, how do you not have Tatum? How do you not have Luka? How do you not have? I mean, Jokic, Giannis, Steph, Anthony Davis, and Kevin Durant. And I know I'm leaving out a bunch of great players.
The MVP, Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right though. It's when you're talking
there's no
top
way.
5.
There's no way, right? Would you? All right, you not 5 years. This year, and I know you always say, okay, but what team's it on? So give me a team, whether you're constructed like Phoenix or Denver. Well, Denver's not the right one. Phoenix or Boston. Or put them on their 2 teams, on Philadelphia or on Phoenix. Would you rather have Kevin Durant or Joel Embiid? Not 5 years from now, right now for 1 year. Who do you want?
Kevin Durant.
I do too.
Or Joel Embiid.
Oh, I want Kevin Durant.
I'm taking Kevin Durant.
Yeah. You want the MVP? Who do you want?
That is a good question.
I know it is. That's what I do.
You're right. You're very good at that. I like Embiid, and I think building around a big center is really important. So I'd probably lean Embiid.
Is it that important? I mean, it's kind of coming back. We went away for this for 2 decades, building around a big center.
I like this new concept of the point center. And
so the center who can extend it, can shoot it like Jokic, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid. Because Anthony Davis will claim he's not a 5, that he's not a center. He didn't want to be a center, right? Phoenix tried it with Ayton. Didn't work. Got to have the right guy.
Well, there's only 1 point center in the league. His name is Nikola Jokic. And he can't pass as good as Jokic.
No, nobody can pass.
There's like the Domantas Sabonis, who's up there in assists per game. He can use the basketball.
I mean, is it Giannis that guy too? The same kind of guy? Right? The 7-footers can handle a ball. Now, Kevin Durant's 7 feet, but he's not a center. But what Jokic does is different. I mean, he passes.
And that is why they're a contender, because he is special.
So you think they shot it and that was it? They got their 1 run at it and that's it? Like, I mean, rank me the top 4 teams in the West. It's kind of hard.
I like the Nuggets, but I just don't see them repeating. I just think it's a situation that there's so much talent in this league that it's not. Oh my gosh, the Nuggets.
No, I agree with that.
Losing would be a bad thing. It's just there's really good teams in the Western Conference.
So do you have them as the number one team in the West? As we go into this, can he be any louder out there? Just asking.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in contention for the top seed. I still do. I think Phoenix. Bradley Beal's going to help out.
Phoenix
a lot. Bradley Beal plays.
Yeah, Phoenix has to be the favorite.
Bradley Beal's available, and that's going to be huge for that team.
I think that was of all
Kevin Durant throughout the season.
All of the Western Division adds, Chris Paul, all of them, the biggest addition that makes a team up a level is Bradley Beal.
Yes, he's a good two-way player. Now the one with your Phoenix where they could have some issues is they don't have a ball handler.
But isn't
And you're going to have the ball in Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, Bradley Beal.
Right,
but I think
their
their next step would be a midseason point guard to really help them move forward.
I think there's. I'm looking at. There's so many good teams. I wonder what Oklahoma City's going to be. I think they're going to be good. Don't forget Sacramento was the 3 seed last year. Sacramento is young and good. I mean, the Lakers are going to be the Lakers. The Clippers still have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Yes, they do.
Dallas still has Luka Doncic, right? John Morant's still in Memphis.
Irving.
Yeah, and Kyrie Irving's
some regular
still
season
there.
games.
John Morant's still in Memphis, right?
Yes, missed some games.
I mean, he'll be there though. Was he missing 18 games or something?
And they got Marcus Smart too now.
San Antonio got Victor Wembanyama. He's going to turn it all around, right? Zion, is this the year he becomes a player? Oh, Utah. Minnesota made a run in the playoffs last year. Scared the hell out of the Lakers. Or out of Denver.
Oh, they didn't scare them. They took a game.
Didn't they win a series? Didn't they win their first series?
Who?
Minnesota? I'm trying to remember. You're right. It was one game. You're right. All right. Good stuff today. Tomorrow, Peter Trevisani in at 9 o'clock. We'll talk about the stadium. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowers after that. 2 Men On is here at 4. We're back with award-winning radio starting tomorrow morning at, I don't know, you want to go 7? Does that work for you? Adrian, great show today. Good work by you, always. Thanks, DC. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com.